I welcome you to the C language first session, and today's session we discuss some programming basics and as well as the structure of C programming. Programming C is a general purpose programming language, and the simple syntax of C programming is you first type header file. In C language, such many header files are in the library path, and you include as required, and in that main function you can type code. So this is a one statement in C language. You can print hello world. So let me explain what is header file, what is main function, and what is compiler, what is interpreter, and how C language compile and execute code. So first thing, the C language is a general purpose language and it is case sensitive language. Case sensitive means what? The code you can see all are in small case, but in C language some declarations are in a capital case like this. If I type here a one declaration, some code we type in capital case like this, hash if, hash else. Okay, so this is a case sensitive language. You follow that rule, and the words which are in capital you must write capital, words which are in a small you must write in a small. C language has a definite structure. You first need to include the header files. But what is header files? Header files are the library files which contains input output and mathematical as well as string handling functions, help you solving complex problems in less code. So the header files, they are just containers, contains many functions, and only calling functions you can solve programming statements. If I ask you to input number and print its square root, you no need to type any logical code. You just need to write a one header file name math.h, and the next line if you declare any number like this, so the next line you can type sqrt, which is the ready-made function in the header file math.h. Only calling this function you will get the answer. No need to type a complex mathematical equation to get the square root of a number. This is a one small example. Now this is header file. I here give you some examples as well as syntax how to write header file in C language. The hash is a symbol you follow to continue the header file. Then you type include, and here you type header file name. .h is the extension. All the header files in C language, they are inside a folder tc, and there is a one another folder include, and there we have all the header files. I show you. If I open C drive, then I open tc folder, and then I open include folder, you can see all the header files. All the files, they end with the extension .h, and in that header files function definitions are available. So some examples here. The first header file is a stdio.h, which used to input and output, used to get input and output result. And in stdio.h, functions like printf, scanf, getch, they used to input and output values, output the result. Conio.h is another header file used to manipulate, used to manage console screen. Console screen means the screen where you see the output. So you can either clear that screen, or you can keep a getch function to get a single character as a console input from user. The next is string.h is a one more another function. This string.h function used to manipulate manipulate string values. String means what? You store your name in a one variable, that is a string, or you store email address, password, username, gender, the text form of any value, it is a string. Consider the entered data you want to convert small case, or you want to convert capital case, or you want to count how many characters in that numbers, maybe that you want to reverse. Okay, so such functions you call, and you can manipulate the string. So these you have some functions given, and calling these functions you can perform some manipulation on a string. And as we discussed, math.h is a one another header file used to solve complex mathematical problems, that is the math.h. And in math.h, sqrt like POW, sine, cos, log 10, so they are some functions, and we include these header files as required, and we can solve our problems. In C language, as a beginner, you keep some points in mind, that while you start coding in C language, you are going to use a one software. That software name is a Turbo C. Okay, and as well some programmers they use dev C++, and as well as for the development, the very advanced coding you can do using Eclipse. So the best try we can start with Turbo C or dev C++, and later on, as with your good experience in programming, you also use Eclipse. So this is what header file is. Hope I'm going good, and you understood, you enjoy this session. So this is the main function. Now I just told you that what is header file. Now the next is what is main function. Main function is a entry point of program. This function, first thing, function is what? Function is a predefined block of code. Predefined means already it is given, right? So it is a predefined block of code. Okay, it is it is used to it is used to create collection of instructions. It is used to create collection of instructions. Instructions may be logical, relational, maybe only a statement, any compound equation. So you can define your own function, and you call that function for many times. Now consider a one scenario that you wish to design calculator in C language. So for calculations you need addition, for calculation you need subtraction operation, as well as multiplication operation, and so many such other operations. So you wish to design this calculator, and now in C language you design the functions. Okay, how to write function? So for addition you can consider a name like addition. The brackets is, it is a part of syntax, open and close the curly brackets. So in that function, now you perform addition of two numbers, and you can return that result to user. Somewhere you store the addition, and that you return to user, and depends on that return value you can decide the type, what type of addition you want. Okay, so this is what a function is. Now the main is also a function. The structure is already given by C, that is you type main as a void function, and inside main you can write your own block of code like this. So main is a one function, and void is a keyword. Okay, so keyword meaning is C language already reserved some words, and such 32 words programmers we call as a keywords. So such which words are reserved by C language? Some examples I give you, some keyword examples I give you. Like here is void is a keyword, if is a keyword, else is a keyword, for is a keyword, continue is a one another keyword, return is a keyword, for, while, as well, go to, as well, do, so many such keywords. Such are the keywords. So C language already reserved such words. These keywords used for many reasons. Some of keywords used to check conditions, some of keywords used to repeat block of code, some of keywords used to uh, declare the data type, declare a variable. So they are the keywords. Now here the void is a keyword, and that void keyword we are using to define the return type of a function. Okay, so the block of code we define relational statements, logical statements, some compound equations we type in a main function, and together this is a complete C language syntax. So hope you understood what is the structure and syntax of C language. One more point I like to tell you, that is C is a one not a first language. Before C language, many languages already invented, but still as a beginner, many seniors or the friends as well the teachers, okay, even the experienced programmers, they suggest you to learn C language as a first language. The reason behind this is C language uh, truly help you to learn programming fast. It help you to stand up in coding very well. Okay, it expertise you in logic as well as algorithms, as well as to structurize your coding. So you definitely at the end of the complete course, you can write your own algorithms, you can structurize the algorithms. Okay, so you can think and rebuild your all the programs. So this is the C language. The basic history is C invention is in 1972 by Dennis Ritchie, and before C language, Algol, C, Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, B, CPL, such many languages already invented, but these all languages supports the numeric, that numbering systems are, you know, some numbering system, octal numbering system, binary numbering system, that hexadecimal numbering system. So they are so complex to handle. So all the past languages, so they run on such numerical calculations, but C language supports a one very simple human understandable language. That's why C is easy to learn. Okay, now after C language as well, many languages invented. This is the 2020, and the C invention is in 1972. So we are very close to technologies, and still we are starting with the very old language, that is C language, because all the inventions till now, they all depend on the syntax and logic of C programming. Okay, so it's true that nowadays we are not coding any software or any application using C language. We use Java, C Sharp, or Python, some such famous languages to design and develop applications. But still, all that programming language, the core is the C language. So the basics, very basics, is the C language. Okay, so here we are starting this coding practically. So now from where I will get the compiler to start my coding. So compilers are available on many websites. You can Google and download. Now here I am going to start with the dev C++, and in dev C++ we start coding with the basic syntax, some print functions, and then I show you some examples as well. So compiler is nothing but, compiler is to convert your code to the system can understand. Compiler is a just tool. You use many applications in your computer. So such same similarly compiler is a tool to convert program, program uh, written by user, okay, user, to system understandable code, system understandable code. You know, I'm speaking in English, and as well I can speak Gujarati, Marathi, Hindi, such languages. I can understand. Even I can write. You also understand Hindi, Marathi, English, okay, some other native language, your own native language. But if I here type something like 100 101 something like this, I also don't know what the meaning of 100101 or the last one 11100. The meaning, I don't know what is the meaning. So this, we are not familiar with such type of language, that's why we not understand. So computer also not understand English. Computer only understands the binary, but we are coding in English language. So these coding syntax, the statements what we provide to computer, hey computer, you execute this task, computer not execute that task because computer not understands what you are saying. So what I have to do is, I need a one tool, that tool going to convert my program to a system code. So that is the only part, compiler. Okay, you no need to separately download something for compiler. So once you install dev c++, this dev c++ comes with compiler and as well as interpreter. Now what it is meaning interpreter? Interpreter means who execute the system code. Interpreter is who execute system code, that is called as an interpreter from memory. Now I show you one diagram of C language, how it works. So first of all, you decide a one particular IDE tool, like you can download turbo C++, otherwise you can download dev C++. The third one is a DOSBox, or you can use the code blocks, or you can download Eclipse as well. Visual Studio Code is a one very new IDE tool, Visual Studio Code. I'm going to show you everything using the dev C++. So here is a your program. This is, let's say, a tool, means the dev cpp you open, and you start your coding. So the code you write like this, hash include, here you type the header file name, as well for next line you include as required one another header file, let's say string.h. The function you type main, and in that you wish to perform addition of two numbers. So let's say you just type number 1 plus number 2, and the next line you type printf, I want to print the answer. So this is my code. Okay, so this code is a source file. This file is called as a source file, and this is human understandable code. I can understand what the code is, right? So this file you save with the extension .c. .c is a extension for the source file. Now this file we convert to binary code. So here is the binary code. You can see 10 something like this. We are going to convert this file. But who helped me to convert this file from source file to object file? So I want to convert this file to object file. Object file means what? It is system understandable file. It is system understandable code. And the next line, the extension I add, the next line, I here tell you the extension for object file is .obj. Okay, .obj. So this is the system understandable code. So who is going to convert my code to the system understandable code? That is, here I'm using compiler. So in the tool dev cpp, I click on one option compile, and it converts my code to the system understandable code. Okay, and after that, that code I'm going to load in a memory. So here is a memory, let's say my temporary memory RAM, and this code I'm going to load in a memory, and I want to now execute my program. So how I execute my code with the help of interpreter. I execute my code. So once I run, then here I can see output as on a console. This is a console output. It is called as a console output. So this console output by interpreter. So here is a interpreter who loads your program in a memory, and then you can see the output. Now here is called one application file. This is called as an application file, and the extension is .exe. So step by step we do all these patterns. So I'm clicking on the start button. I search for the software dev C++, and this tool I'm going to first create a one new file. So here I type my code like this, hash include stdio.h, and then here I type a function printf. So I type /n hello world. The meaning is I want to output my result hello world. I just want to see on a console screen hello world. This is a very simple first program in C language. So the brackets, the words, the case of that words, the header file name syntax, everything you must have to follow as it is. So if you make some changes, it cause errors. So I save this file, press the shortcut Control S, and you can decide where to save. So in the training folder in C programming, I here create a one new folder. Let's say batch 31. Oh, my mistake, batch 31, and there I save the file with name program1.c. You remember I told you when you type your code, you save the source file in .c extension. Now I click on save option, so my program is completely ready. Now the next step is I'm going to show you how to compile and run program. So compilation is a step where convert the source file to the machine understandable code, right? So I here open my code, and you can see this button compile. You click on that button, and this window you can see errors are 0, warnings are 0, and this is how you compile your code that the system can understand. Now where the file get created, the after compilation it creates a one object file in a bin folder, and as well as now you can run your program clicking this button run. If I click on the button run, then you can see the output as a hello world. Okay, now I close this window and I show you another program. I'm clicking on again a new file, source file, and here I type now slash star and star slash. So between the slash star and star slash, whatever I type, it is called as a comment. You can keep some note for your program. Let's say I want to give title, write a program to print name, education, and city city. So the next line I first start with the header file like this, and here I type a main function. So this we type print function, and /n means new line. In the double quotes I type /n. Here I type name is equal to, I type my name. Next line I type /n again. Here I type education. Let's say education, and then the next line I want to print city. So here I type city is equal to, I type city. Okay, so the code is ready. Now the next is you save the program. Shortcut you press Ctrl S, and you can name your program. Let's say program2.c, and you click this button to compile, and after successful compilation you click on the run option. Okay, this is the output. Now some points you first note it down. That is, you must end all the statements inside the main function with semicolon. That is a rule. Okay, all the lines, all the instructions inside a function, you must end with a semicolon. So maybe you ask, can I type the print function as a P capital? You can only go with the syntax and the rules. So the printf function you must type in a small case. So maybe you ask, can I type my name in small case, my name in completely capital case? So the thing is, inside double quotes you can type any case letter, you can type any case words. So maybe you ask, can I type slash n capital? So that's not. Why? Because slash n is by C language, right? So we follow syntax as C language already uh, already added in a library. So the syntax we follow must. So the slash n, it should be in a small case. The meaning is slash n means you break the lines. That is the only meaning. Now I here ask you some basic programs you try today. The first one assignment you try today, that is write a program to print student roll number, name, comma, 3 marks, 3 subject marks, 3 subject marks, and that's it. You can try this code using print function. So the session today is about completely for beginners, what is programming, the syntax, what is header file, so many different header files, and you can install any tool. You can go this directory and check the header files. Even you can see the function syntax, what is compiler, what is interpreter, and how C language compile and execute the code. So that part we just discussed in today's session. And this is the complete programming code today. You try at your own PC, you can try on your system, and for doubts, any queries, you can ask me. Okay, thanks.